food shack again. It's lonely tonight, lacking a summer breeze, tickling the necks of families come from some other cosmopolitan place. In the summer, it's a quiet escape. The clean white sign shining with New England brine pronounces brightly that here you can breathe, lose sight of your very right ways. Wellfleet will embrace you in her soft gray haze. The summer swells with tired faces, seeking the sameness we here have sown. Off-season is like a bombshell blonde when she wipes her face clean and wraps herself in an old bathrobe in a vain attempt to warm up, even as her fingernails turn purple, because it is not enough. June and July and August are sultry with her stare, her red lips kissing the perfumed night air. Noise moves with the click of her heels, high amongst the stars of her sparkling eyelids, that tonight fold over, fleshy and cold. She is gray tonight, and she cups her own breast to warm her fingertips. Outdoors, the wind is palpable tonight, all frost and frenzy. And I don't know where I want to go again tonight. Do I want my home? Do I want to be alone? Wanting is such a funny thing when the wind is howling, hollowing the space within. Warmth is wanting, that's for sure. And the bungalows I pass are wanting what? Laughing children? Loving parents? The ocean smokes cigarettes on nights like these. Health, I guess, is what it wants. Or maybe manners. But why do I make poetry of Wellfleet? I know the butts come from the sixth graders who smoke in nooks of the road, sophomoric, honestly, in their sophisticated habit drawn in all winter long. I never did it. Not out of principle, more passive omission, I always felt. Not cool enough for the sixth graders who smoked on Kendrick. And I wasn't cool enough to try out kissing in the shade of beach plums as they began to bloom in May. Sarah, I'm told, learned to blow rings of smoke that summer. But more importantly, boys. Rebecca said she got high via the lips of her high school lover, but it turns out even Rachel did him, that is, too. My mom always asks me why I'm sad on cozy nights at home. And then she also asks me, why are you always alone? It's not that I'm wanting friends, Mom. I'm just wanting understanding. Wanting to be heard, hugged, held. Not as a body, but as a mind.
And I'm shoveling snow again. You're always digging yourself out. But I wonder if this is liberation. Brothers don't shovel snow typically. But I like to slip out the back door and wind my way down to Kendrick. Labor with love. No stars above. Me. Just my shovel, shining yellow. Winter only knows two faces, the blank white snow and the palpably dark night. And I'm shoveling snow again. Am I aimless? I feel unfilled, forgotten perhaps, except that I'm shoveling snow again. In a few days, there'll be nothing to show for tonight's work. The snow is always teasing me, but I don't mind. Actually, it's pleasing to have to wind my way so many times. Why do we teach kids bullshit when all we want is for them to know the truth? Kindergarten tried to teach Dana to love herself because no two snowflakes are alike. So I wondered why she cried when she woke up that first morning that promised spring and found holes and snowdrifts that had covered the garden all winter long. I watched her trace the smooth new path, fingertips stroking the snowy mounds. She was mourning the casualties of last night's casual inevitability. She bore it like a hero, but inside she was torn over the lost crystals of one kind she couldn't even see. Why do we tell kids bullshit when all we want is for them to know the truth? It's us who cannot grasp it, and as we grab at it and flail all around it, we knock it from their tiny hands. Dana didn't think different was a choice until her snowflake friends disappeared. What was sameness to her, till she watched the snowflakes become indistinguishable, melting into homogeny, fading in the sun.
Passing by the basketball courts wriggles a hole in my heart. The pavement, the hoop, the fading sky make a study in gray, and they're empty in a way they're not supposed to be. Wanting friends tonight. Who are my friends? At this point, loneliness has lost its distinctive ring to me. When you say it too many times, it sheds what it once meant. Wind, are you my friend? You wrap your thin arms around my waist, tickle my neck and nose, and chase me, giggling, as we hoof along the road. Stars wouldn't be reliable friends. They sparkle and giggle all summer long, till the Thanksgiving clouds come and then they're gone. The clouds are more constant, pregnant with their snow. As summer fades to fall, their bellies grow and grow till it's November and the sky only knows white. But I couldn't befriend the clouds that sit heavy above me. They seal the horizon so the air becomes thin and weak. My lips dry. They hide heaven from those longing to ascend. And even if you can't pretend that something better is waiting after life is spent, the sky's easy blue, optimistic hue would be nice one morning instead of shrouded white.
I never could sleep at night. My mother would walk slowly along the beach and hope that the sound of her steps or the rhythm of the waves would lull the little girl stranger in her arms off to yet stranger sleep. Dana was a quiet baby, nothing like me. Mother would laugh, smiling down at her only granddaughter's crib, once mine. She made me lasagna again, sauce bubbling on the same old stove, and laughed. Dana looked at us with big green eyes. She watched the pots fill with food, watched my fingers wringing a sponge. Her eyes darted everywhere that first summer when we came home. Dana was still a quiet baby all the rest of the summer and fall. Mother laughed and sang and cooed, and so did I, as Dana's quiet grew. My mother would wrap me in silence when all I could do was cry. So I wrapped Dana in sound and hope. For what? Is my daughter listening when I sing to her off key? Does she note the tremble in my throat, or does she just ignore me? I want to sing like Joni Mitchell sang in records long ago. I want to erase my daughter's fears and her tears, but is it my mind that interferes? I'm at a loss of what to say.
As I pass by the old Adam house, rounding this bend again, I think of poor Josie Adam. She doesn't have a husband. Her daughter's not quite right. She lived with her mother, who died 3 years ago. Josie cried so hard you could hear her like the ghost from the stories fishermen tell from the olden days.
I always love the little breeze as my shoveling reaches the bend. Every time, I promise I'll find out why, but by the time I've got home, I've forgotten.
Hi. Ann Mason?
Yes, Josie Adam.
Why don't you shovel when it's light?
I work late.
Oh.
You take care. It's brutal out there.
I know. I've been out all this while. I like to walk home on short winter afternoons. The sun sets right after school, so I can watch the sky go darker.
Huh. Have a good night.
You talked to my class once.
All right.
I was in 4th grade 8 years ago. You told us about your house.
Huh.
Afterwards, I would always laugh when I passed because I could see how old-fashioned it was with the dark wood and the plaster sides. And the cars looked so bizarre passing on the paved road outside. Your family came over on the Mayflower, right?
Not the Mayflower, but around them.
So they were here when it all began.
I guess.
You've really seen it all. My family isn't from here. We moved when I was small.
Oh.
Sometimes I wonder who I would have been if my parents never left New York. They hated the surprises, wanted nice neighbors and nice nature, romanticized the oceanic tide and going back to some deep old American time. This is where it all began. But for me, it feels more like the end. Have you ever lived any place but here?
I went away to school.
Thought you would finally disappear, but then what?
I'm back.
But why?
Where do you want this to go? I sleep in the same room where I had my first kiss. The same twin bed I swore I wouldn't miss when I thought I was sleeping in it for the last time. I was off to seize the day. To be honest, the world. I was 18 and ready to emerge from being a little girl.
But you came back.
After 2 years, I had conquered my fears, only to be stuck bringing a child into this world. This god-awful world.
But why here? Didn't you want your child to be out there?
Motherhood makes us do mysterious things. All of a sudden realize that your entire being is tied to another, and more than that, you're her mother, and she needs you. More than you think you need you. So you forsake your most internal desires for those more maternal. Go home, be safe, be stable. And I'm shoveling snow again.
I can help.
You don't want to get stuck shoveling.
I don't mind it, actually. It's something you never think about when you're young. You wake up and it's already done. Maybe it's too daunting to wrap your mind around, so you let yourself forget that it's work. It's hard work.
It's thankless.
And it's relentless. But I'm all right with that. I don't want it to stop. Can't stop. Wellfleet's like that, you know. It's mundane, but you get lost in the minutes of every long day. I can't stop, can't look up. Just focus on the paved road ahead. No surprises.
Only compromises. I never wanted to be a mother. Till Dana.
I always thought Dana was beautiful.
The night she was born, the sight of her new green eyes let the bright side graze my heart. She tore my life apart. But that night felt like I had been there before, and I had. I was once the unwanted girl in the arms of a mother wanting everything but this. But my mother was perfect, and I promised my daughter all that. I would let go of my promises to myself and place ambition on the highest shelf for it to wait for her so she could taste it one day, embrace it, and get very far away from this town that had taken to sacrifice her mother and her mother and her mother before. I didn't know what was in store for her, for me. It tore us apart, and it took my mother, and it broke my heart. I want to adore her, and I think I do. But I want my own mother and the daughter that slipped through my fingertips. The hope of that night lingers like dust in the ease of my mind.
Well,
I'm not blind. I know what people see. A mother's love can't shroud reality. I've learned so many can'ts.
I can't stand it here.
But look at all that you can. You can express yourself, and others will understand you. You can want to do something others won't like, and let yourself not. You can leave here someday, probably not too far from now. Look after yourself. You can be safe even if you are alone.
And Dana?
Well, we all know what they say.
They say she isn't right.
I wish I could reply that right depends on how you look. So if you take yourself out of what you expect little girls to be, Dana is her own type of right. But I still see that she doesn't work in this world no matter how I look at her.
I always thought Dana was very beautiful.
It's okay, you don't have to say that.
I meant it.
Sure. What is beauty anyway?
I want to be beautiful.
You don't want to be Dana.
You would guess not. But out of everyone in this town, Dana has got something of her own. She isn't confined to the drone of wealthy. Wait, she is majestic alone. She doesn't hide in plain sight wondering why she isn't as right as all the other kids. She isn't prone to the loneliness of knowing she could be that certain way that she's supposed to be. She's free, being absolutely not. And I can't leave.
Believe me, you can.
I'm where you once were.
Oh,
You didn't know.
still, I'm sorry. You get resentful when you get old.
You're the only one I've told. I never slept with a boy before, nor been looked at or talked to one beyond the walls of school, but he stalked up to me one day in the fall, and he talked to me, peered into my eyes, and saw my soul, so I felt, as I talked to him, words whistling higher and higher and faster through my lips. One golden November afternoon, he kissed me, and my lifelong listlessness fled me. I fed my heart on being kissed by him. Longed to be lonely never again, so our kisses led to a tryst in the warmth of the fading November sun. Felt like my life had just begun. I didn't realize what I'd done till months had passed since my last, well, in the past, I dreamed of leaving the heaving of the ocean and the weaving of the beach grass, the din and the chaos of Wellfleet's god-awful connectedness, but I don't really feel my dreams are cast away at sea. More, I found a shift in what I aspire to be. I could be a mother to this tiny someone within me. I could sing and coo and care and teach my little someone to reach for whatever she dreams of. I can taste the mother's pride I will feel watching her grow. Or him grow, I guess. It doesn't feel less than what I once wanted, only more reasonable, more feasible than anything before.
I am a mother.
You were young, like me.
I was.
And alone, pretty much.
Yes, but lacking a mother's touch.
And now?
I am a mother. That is who I am. And I sell books down the street, so I'm a saleswoman, I guess. No little girl's dream, but can't be anything forever.
I don't think I want to be anything anymore.
I almost tasted anything. I was on the brink of flying away, of seeing this world from whence I came. The upheaval and turmoil that sent ancient Adams to the sleepy cape. I wanted to live in places people were trying to escape. I wanted to know and pour forth stories for everyone safe at home. I was fleeing this stability, this safety, this constance. But even a centuries-old house can be disturbed by chance. Don't limit your dreams. I know it seems that you've finally found a purpose or perhaps someone who will want you. But you will regret this choosing to stay. Tell yourself everything will be okay when you've been miserable here your whole life.
Josie, this is finally something I can do. I'm not you.
That's true, but I've been through your future.
I'm feeling hope for the first time.
I know.
I can see myself showing for the first time. I'll never be alone. My mother will hover, and she'll teach me how to care and coo and protect.
But even then, you'll neglect the center of your being. But you're now just seeing for the first time. 18 should be sublime, without reason or rhyme, unconfined by the dependency of this little being needing to feed, not just off your breasts, but of your entire being. You'll wish you were back here someday. It's not playing house.
So, are you saying I should not go through?
I guess I'm praying you'll do what's right for you.
It isn't entirely true.
Don't construe the truth with what sounds beautiful in your mind.
I find so many things slip away, sprout gossamer wings, and fly, leaving me being here, but motherhood wouldn't.
You will always be a mother.
Right.
But you always can be a mother and not lose sight of the woman you are as well.
I never felt like a woman until now.
And how? You think that came from motherhood?
Yes.
No. It came from more. Be sure in yourself, beyond this quirk of biology.
So, after all this advice, what, Josie Adam, is your brand in sight?
Do what is right for you, not just what you expect is right.